and take some pictures of yourself.
Hey Ma, do you know what burst my bubble?
What burst your bubble?
Projection of intent.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to explain to you the concept. Do you know how I used to get the sexual abuse delusion about you and Dad?
Yes.
So, basically, what it is I'm extremely sexually frustrated. Okay? And when am I suffering tremendously, from the isolation? Am I suffering tremendously from the sexual frustration and the isolation? Yes. But I project my frustration into the minds of others, like you, like Dad, like Kelly, like Dr. Garrett. And the reality is nobody is getting pleasure from my suffering.
No, and Andrew, I do believe as these couple of months have gone by, you're getting more and more well. You're embracing socialization. Mm-hmm. You're embracing recovery and hopefully school and moving forward towards a career.
And like Dr. Garrett said, there are people in my life who did get sadistic pleasure from my suffering. And
that's years ago.
Right, that is etched into my psyche.
Yes.
And I see the monsters behind the faces of everybody I get close to. And the people who victimized and took pleasure in my suffering and got, that was the bullies in school.
But they weren't loved ones.
No, I know. And that's the reason I am anxious and agoraphobic. That is the reason I hide from the world. And that is the reason I think people are, getting pleasure from my suffering.
Look, I'm not going to tell you. Matter of fact, even the guy who delivered the chairs, he said, he was talking about his son with CP, mm-hmm. cerebral palsy, and he was saying to me, he said, as a parent, you're always afraid that the world is not a nice place, is gonna, try to eat your disabled loved one alive.
Right.
And as parents, and it takes a parent to understand that protective mechanism to want to protect your loved one from, there are people that are bullies, but there are also people that are very loving and nice.
No, of course. Like you, Dad, Dale, Dr. Garrett, Kelly. But the truth is, I see, sometimes when I get emotional, when I get really, that people are getting sadistic pleasure from my suffering.
Because you go back in time.
But there is a memory, of me getting sadistically tortured. There is a memory of me getting victimized every single day. And that memory is...
etched in your mind.
Is school, and the people that, the bullies at school.
But, okay, so that's PTSD.
Yeah.
So what can you do? That's something to work on with Garrett. What can you do to try to minimize...
And the bullies... Not only they intended to hurt me.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that was Dr. Garrett's point. He says the key difference between your parents and the bullies at school. Did your parents intend to hurt you? No, they did not intend to hurt you. Did they maybe by some time? Nobody does the right thing all the time. Did they maybe hurt you in some ways? Yes, but it was not intentional. When it comes to the bullies at school. They took sadistic pleasure in hurting me. They intended to hurt me.
And your
intent is the key.
And the intent, but in your parents and your support system, all of your support system, every single one of them loves you, mm-hmm. wants the best for you, and would do anything to see you succeed.
Right. Like the bullies, I think one of them even wrote in my yearbook, "You're not going to have a future." You know what I mean? Like they were wishing nothing but negativity on me. Or failure on me. When it comes to you, Dad, Dale, you wish you wish success for me. You want happiness for me. You even made that apartment. If you were you made the apartment so I could bring girlfriends over. So if I think you're holding me in solitary confinement and keeping me involuntarily celibate, no, you want me to have a girlfriend. You even said you want me to have you selfishly want grandchildren, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
And that's selfish on my part, because if that's what you want, fine. If that's not what you want, that's
Right. So if you really wanted to keep me as this, incel,
I'm trying to push you this week to be more independent.
Right, why would you want me to bring girlfriends over? Because
I offer to pay for Match.
Match.com, yeah.
I know...
The internet dating website.
I know that you're very personable. You have to get that confidence back. You know, you made a couple of mistakes in your health care of yourself,
Yeah.
but now getting that confidence back and moving ahead towards your goals for a future, you'll soar little by little. But you got to get through this bumpy time. This was a little bit of a bumpy time because you made some mistakes in your health care, and that is what it is.
That is what it is.